Dragons in a Bag. Zetta, Elliott. Chapter 8. After a sickening loop-de-loop, the guardhouse lands with a thud and I lift my head, still clutching Ma's purse. A single blue current of electricity snakes up the door closest to me before fizzling out. I get to my feet and carefully extend a finger to test the door. No shock. I can't tell whether the door faces the street or the park, so I just lean my shoulder against it and push as hard as I can. When the door flies open, I tumble out of the guardhouse and I land on a patch of earth that's more mud than grass. I get up, brush myself off, and take a moment to look around. I'm definitely in Prospect Park. But what year is it? I sigh with relief when a jogger trots past with a smartphone strapped to her arm and wires leading to the buds in her ears. I'm home. Then I look at the dirt path leading into the woods and remember that I left Ma behind in the jungle. My eyes fill with tears again, but I quickly blink them away. I'm Ma's helper, and I have to find a way to bring her home too. But I can't do it on my own. Who will help me? I pick up Ma's purse and close the guardhouse door behind me. My heart leaps when I go around to the front of the guardhouse and find Amber Rose sitting on the stone bench. Through mirrored sunglasses, he's watching the sky, which is still overcast, though it's not raining anymore. When pedestrians walk by, Amber Rose ducks his head so that the airy space where his face should be disappears from view. I hurry over to the bench, but then freeze when I realize Amber Rose might blame me for what happened to Ma. After all, they've been friends for a really long time. I don't think Amber Rose is a witch, but what if he gets angry and refuses to help me? My heart starts beating fast, making it hard to breathe and speak at the same time. So I plant myself on the bench next to Amber Rose and blurt out, "Ma's gone, Amber Rose. She's gone." Amber Rose jumps and shifts to the bench to face me. "Whoa, slow down, kid." I take a deep breath, but I can't calm down. "Ma's gone, Amber Rose. We have to help her." "I know Mom's gone. I sent her on her way, remember?" I nod and then shake my head and then nod again. Finally, I take a deep breath and try to make more sense. "That's not what I mean. I went with Ma to deliver the dragons, but something happened to the transporter. It took us back in time, way back. Instead of crossing to another dimension, when we landed, there was no magic, but there was plenty of dinosaurs. One attacked us, and that's when my voice dwindles to a whisper, and Amber Rose has to lean in to hear me confess. I left Ma behind." For a while, Amber Rose doesn't say a word. I see my reflection in the mirror lenses of his sunglasses. I look as scared and as guilty as I feel. Amber Rose finally raises his gloved hand to scratch the place where his chin should be. He says thoughtfully. "Sounds like you need a guide, someone to steer the ship, so to speak. And it has to be someone who can navigate between dimensions." "Another witch?" I ask hopefully. "Not quite," says Amber Rose. "But he's the best man for the job. He's the only man for the job, really. So let's hope he's in town. You said there were dinosaurs in this other place?" I nod and glance at the harnessed pigeons strutting along the sidewalk. It's hard to believe that today's birds are the last of the dinosaurs. We were in the jungle and there was an erupting volcano and I climbed down a cliff to get Ma this sparkling stone. Squirts, she called it. Even though he has no face, somehow I know that Amber Rose is smiling. "A squirts?" "Quartz," he says. That changes everything. Amber Rose points to Ma's purse and asks, "What else did she have on her when you got separated?" I thought for a moment. "She had her cane and her pocket watch. That was in her coat pocket. Not fully armed, but well equipped," Amber Rose says. And then he says, "You know any dinosaur experts?" I nod angrily. "My friend Vic knows a lot about dinosaurs, more than anyone I know." Amber sifts through his pockets before producing two sleek silver phones. "Here," he says as he offers one to me. "You can call your people and I'll call mine. And that's how we're going to fix this, Jax. Teamwork." I take the phone from Amber Rose and it's not locked, so I go ahead and tap out Vic's number. The phone rings several times before Vic's little sister, Kavita, picks up. "Is Vic there?" I ask her. "This is Jackson. I have to talk to her right away." "Just a moment, please," Kavita says softly. It feels like forever, but only a few seconds pass before Vic picks up. "Hey, Jax," he says in a usual friendly voice. "What's up?" Out of habit, I say, "Not much." Then I remember that there's a lot going on right now. I'm just not sure where or how to begin. Vix makes it easy for me. "Where are you?" he asks. It sounds kind of loud. Whoever's on the end of Amber Rose's phone must have a good sense of humor because he's got Amber Rose cracking up. I move a few feet away and say, "I'm at Prospect Park, Vic. Can you come out? I really need your help, like now." Vic doesn't say anything, and for a moment I worry he's going to turn me down. Then I realize Vic's got his hand over the phone so I can't hear the conversations he having with someone else. I could probably sneak out before dinner, but my little sister says she'll tell on me unless I bring her along. Is that okay? What we need right now is a grown-up, not a little kid. But Amber Rose is still laughing into his phone, so that must mean he got another adult lined up to take Ma's place. "Sure, Vic, no problem. Can you come right away?" I'm at the entrance on Flatbush, across from the Botanic Garden. "I know the one," Vic assures me. "Be there in 15 minutes, Jax." "Thanks, Vic. You're a lifesaver." I hang up and think about what I just said. Lifesaver? I don't know if life needs saving or what a couple of kids could even do to help her right away. Now another burst of laughter from Amber Rose gives me hope. He holds the phone to his ear even though it's covered by a red toque pulled over his invisible head. 2 baseball caps are stacked on top of the toque, and the fedora wobbles at the top of Amber Rose laughs. "Thanks, man. I got to go, but I'll tell the kid to wait for you here." "What's that?" "You can't miss him, Strub. He's got your crazy eyebrows." Amber Rose laughs again and ends the call before slipping the phone back into his pocket. I hand him the second phone and he puts the other pocket before leaning back on the bench. "Woo, I think we're set, kid. I call in a favor for an old friend named Trub, and he can't wait to meet you." "Why? Is he mad at me?" I ask nervously. "Mad? Of course not. Matter of fact, Trub's a not so distant relation of yours, kids. He'll be happy to see you." There are lots of things I want to ask about Trub, but I settle on the most important question. "Will he know how to find Ma?" I ask. Amber Rose nods and manages to catch his fedora before it topples off his head. "If she wants to be found, Trub will find a way to reach her." "Wants to be found? What do you mean? She's not hiding from us, Amber Rose. I left her behind." Tears spring to my eyes, but I manage to stop them from trickling down my cheeks. I can't stop my nose from running, though, so I open Ma's purse and fish around for her packet of tissues. Amber Rose uses one of his hand gloves to pat me on the back. "Don't be so sure, and don't be so hard on yourself, kid." The transmitter misfires now and again, but Ma doesn't make mistakes. Could be this is all a part of her plan. Plan? How could she plan to send me back alone? There were dinosaurs, Amber Rose, real dinosaurs. Ma wouldn't choose to stay behind in a place like that, would she? Amber Rose shrugs. Hard to say, but if Ma thought you could do something on your own, she might have sent you back so you could deal with other matters. I think about that for a moment. Maybe Ma sent me back alone because she trusted me. I do have the dragons after all, and keeping them safe is a big responsibility. But I was supposed to help her, I say meekly. Amber Rose chuckles again. "You're helping her now, kid. I'm glad Ma's got such a loyal assistant. It's hard to find good help these days." Amber Rose heaves himself to his feet. "Listen, I gotta shove off, but Trouble's on his way. You sit tight and he'll make sure everything's all right. Just wait and see." The man I'm waiting for is called Trouble? I feel like I've had as much trouble as I can handle for one day. But I still thank Amber Rose for his help and wave as he pushes his cart away. I hold Ma's purse on my lap and hope that Vic gets here soon. I'm not sure how to tell him about Ma, so I practice telling my story in my head until I see Vic coming up the block and holding his sister's hand. I set Ma's bag down on the bench and stand up to wave at Vic. His sister has her nose buried in a book, but I can still say hi once she's close enough to hear me. Kavita barely glances at me before slipping off her book bag and taking a seat next to Ma's purse on the bench. I realize Kavita's book bag because Vic had the same one a couple years ago. It has green plates on it to mimic the spine of a dinosaur. I didn't know Kavita was also into dinosaurs, but 2 experts are better than one. "What's with the bag?" Vic asks with a smirk on his face. I'm so busy thinking about Kavita's book bag that it takes a second for me to realize Vic's talking about Ma's purse. It's not mine, I told him. It belongs to a friend of mine. And she asks you to hold her purse, Vix asks suspiciously as he looks around for a mysterious friend. Not exactly, I rely. This is going to sound crazy, but I swear everything I'm about to tell you is true. Vic just laughs and says, strange things happen all